Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the lip products. This part of the collection kind of makes me sad because with COVID-19, I haven't worn my lip products at all. The last time I wore a lipstick was maybe in March, and then definitely when the masks were full throttle. I don't wear lip products anymore, so it's a little sad. But I have lots of products, so let's go ahead and jump in. So I have this Fenty Beauty set, and this is from this past Christmas. And the hot chocolate shade, let's see, it's right here. And this was one of my favorite shades out of the collection. One of the shades is a repeat. This is the fussy one. This already had released in a full size, but all the other shades were new. And she did go ahead and make this a full size. I'm kind of almost out of the mini. And at first I was using it all the time, and then I was like, ooh, I need to slow down because this is limited edition and you can only get it within the set. But now she made this full size, and I did go ahead and purchase a full size. So I use it all the time. I did have to dig it out of my bag. So if I use any lip products, it's probably really more like the Fenty, these clear ones by her, the regular Gloss Bomb or the Fenty Glow, because I can kind of put those on with a mask if I just need to put something on my lips throughout the day real quick. And then this is the Diamond Milk shade. So these are my Gloss Bombs by Fenty Beauty. And I think I have a couple more in my purse that I cannot find at the moment. Now, Miss Fenty, she's known for her lips, and these are so beautiful. I'm talking about like the Stunner lip paints, and these are some of my favorite formulations by her. I have quite a few. So I really like that she came out this Christmas with this mini one. It is beautiful because literally this is the first one she came out with, and I wear this all the time, and I can't get, I mean, it's not gone. So I appreciate the mini. I really appreciate minis sometimes in lip products. You would think that I would just fly through them, but a lot of the products are more long lasting, so I don't tend to need to apply them that much. And on top of the fact, I have several lip products, so I'm not running through anything too quickly. And this is the mini shade right here. This is the shade Underdog. It is a beautiful burgundy shade. I mean, so pretty. So that is Underdog. And then you have this beautiful shade called Unlocked. Now this is one of my favorite pinks. I will go ahead and swatch this one. And the formula on these are just, it's just really nice. And I like how all of these begin with a U, and I just love how these look. This is another shade that I love. It's called Unveil. And this one has like it's a deep brown, but it has kind of like a purple base to it. So it's really pretty. It's one of my favorite browns to wear. And I love this shade too, Undefeated. I'm like swatching them all, so I might as well swatch the other two at this point. This is Undefeated. Beautiful, deep purple. Love it. And then I have this nude called Uncuffed. She does have another one that is a little bit lighter. I don't have that one. And this is Uncuffed. I think the other nude, it was a little bit too light for me. I want to say that these three came out at the same time, I want to say, with the other nude. This one is the color called Unattached. I really want a light coral lipstick, but I don't know. I just can't get with it. Orange I could do, but coral, I love the color coral, but I don't be feeling it on me sometimes. So that is the shade Unattached. And then let me go back to the original Uncensored. This beautiful red. This red is universal. Looks great on any and everybody. I've seen this shade on so many people in real life, and that is just an amazing red shade. And then this is the shade Underdog, and I hope she comes out with a couple of these this year. And that is Underdog. And I have two of her Mademoiselle lipsticks. I like the packaging. They're very light, so I appreciate that. So it makes it not so heavy in your purse. And I am like a lip product hoarder in my purse, literally. But the formula on these are just okay. It's not as great as those Stunner lip paints, but I kept these two colors because I thought they were really unique. I really like this burnt orange. This is Freckle Fiesta. was like, this is so fun. That's a great burnt orange color. Then I have the shade, this is called Candy Venom, and this is more of a pink. And I want to say this pink came out prior to that other pink that's in this summer lip paint. So that is Candy Venom. Okay, I have this one lipstick by Numa Beauty, or Numa Beauty rather, and I want to get more of hers. These lipsticks are so nice, and I love the packaging, and it's magnetic. You see that? And they have nice little messages on the side that says a badass does not talk about being a badass. And all of their lipsticks are named after people, so the powerful women. So this one is named Miriam, and this is the color. It's a nice brown color, and I mean, these are quality lipsticks. Look at that, and it says badass across the front. So I'll just put a swatch right here, and that is the shade Miriam. Back again with the lip bar. Plenty of products from the lip bar, like I said before. This is the shade Goals. I think I got this with a set. This is kind of like a frosted gold shade, but they have some really fun colors if you're looking for some not traditional colors, and they have some really great traditional colors. So that is the shade Goals. And this is their traditional lipstick. Now the lip bar is really known for their liquid lipsticks, and I have quite several of them, and they're also carried in Target. It's one of Target. So the shade that like they are most known for is this. This is called Boss Lady, spelled B-A-W-S-E. And this shade is bomb. My sister put me onto this shade. So if you are a darker complected, deep skinned woman, this is the red for you. Literally, it is so beautiful, and it is their highest performing shade in their brand. This shade sells out all the time, and it's basically like a staple in the brand. They took this away, they might as well just kill their whole brand. That's facts. This is Boy Trouble. I love this shade. One of my favorite shades. Wore it all last summer. It's a bright kind of like hot orange shade. Beautiful. Even if you put it on with a red lip liner also, beautiful with it too, or orange red lip liner, just depending on what you're looking for. Love this shade. This is another favorite shade of mine by them. This is called Prima Donna. And this formula is long lasting. So these are going to go a long way because they stay in place. They're very comfortable. You do not have to worry about it looking cakey or just crumbly by the end of the day. Another great shade that I love is Hot Mess. And I wore this all last summer. This is beautiful. That is Hot Mess. We have this tan shade called Unimpressed. They have nudes for all skin tones of women. It's like, I think the lighting is trying to change on us. Sorry, don't want it to look dark in here. So here you go. And then this is Fire. This is more of like a metallicized color. This one came out with the Justine Sky collab that they did. And this is Fire. And that's a beautiful metallic brown. Okay, so hopefully the lighting is going to change a little bit, but hopefully it looks better as far because the sun is kind of setting in here, so I had to kill the lamp right there. So hopefully you guys can see this better. Looks a lot better now. These are the lip glosses that I have by the Lip Bar. So this one came out with the Justine Sky collection also. This is the shade called One Love. And it's just like I have swatched them all for you at this point. So beautiful bronze shade. And then this is new. I haven't even worn this. I've just purchased this. This is called Class Act. I want to say I picked this up from Target. Yeah, I did. Because when I'm in Target, I just try to pick up their products sometimes. Oh, that's really pretty. That is Class Act. And their lip glosses are very pigmented. Like some you can just kind of wear on its own like this one. But some you can definitely just apply a lip liner and go. And then this one is called Goddess. Very creamy, not sticky. That is Goddess. And they have a nice smell to them too. And this is my favorite one. This is called Dream Chaser. And I picked this up at Target also, and I wore this for like a week straight prior to like COVID shutting us all down. With that's Dream Chaser right there. It's Dream Chaser. And I put it on with like a burgundy lip liner or plum lip liner. Gorgeous. And I did not have to worry about reapplying at all. So these are the lip bar swatches in a nutshell. All right, so let's keep going. Got quite a few products remaining to go through. Let's talk about my two Colored Rain products. The other ones I did declutter. I do need to purchase another color. Some more colors from them. This is Cherry Blossom. This is like one of their most popular shades. Also, this one is a fabulous red. So pretty, kind of similar to the Boss Lady, but not quite the same. I find a difference with all these reds, so you know. But this shade, like basically like I said about the lip bar, like their brand stands on this shade, so if they got rid of it, that would just be terrible. And then a beautiful shade that I have by Juvia's Place right here. This is called Lulu, and this is a matte shade, and this is one of my favorite reds as well. Now, this is not something I can say like their brand stands on, but this particular color is amazing. They should never get rid of it. From Colored Rain, I have this lip gloss. This is from their Power collection. This is called Distro. And this is a beautiful gloss, and it wears so well. And it kind of reminds me of some of the Pat McGrath glosses. So I think they came out with more glosses. Colored Rain, I have to check, but this one is beautiful. I have a couple more glosses by Juvia's Place. This is from these two are from the Fumi collection that came out last summer. So this is this deep shade called Fumi, and it's very deep brown. So if you're very deep complected like she is, this is going to be bomb on you. I like it on myself too, but it's very, very dark. And then this is the shade called Royalty, and it's more of a nude brown shade. Now these kind of glosses, they're a little bit more stickier than I pretty much appreciate, but they are still beautiful. I prefer this one better. Then I have this one last Colored Rain liquid lipstick. It's called Swerve, and I like it to wear when I'm like feeling funky, and it's a beautiful dark purple grayish color. So that is the shade Swerve. Okay, and it looks like the rest of my stuff is by Miss Pat McGrath. So I do have this clear gloss right here that came in a lip set along with these glitters. These glitters came out when she opened up the vault, but these were some of her first products that she came out with, these lip kits. So you've ever seen those like really glittery red lips that she does? That is this on top of some of the lipsticks, and I'll show you the lipsticks in a second. So I have these glitters right here, and these all came in a set together, so it's actually not bad. These were her first lipsticks that she did, and they came in the set like I just showed you with that clear lip gloss, and I want to say it was around $60. So this is the shade Flesh 1. So you might be familiar with some of these shades because she's, you know, formulated into those beautiful lipsticks. And I'll just kind of put this down there. So that is Flesh 1. Here we have, this is Flesh 2. Blood 1. This is Blood 2. This is a beautiful, deep burgundy red shade. And the formula on these are nice. So you come to get the regular Pat McGrath formula. Then you have Venom 1. That's Venom 1. Last up we have Venom 2. So there you go. It's Venom 2. First up, this is one of her Blitz Trance lipsticks, and these are the glittery ones. So this is Club Kiss. This is what she looks like. Okay, I'm going to put these up here. So that is Club Kiss. Next up we have Rebel Red. That is Rebel Red. For her full-size lipsticks, I have this shade. This is called Deep Orchid. I just actually purchased this. and it was on sale. It's a beautiful color. There is Deep Orchid. We have Elson, which is a super popular shade. That is Elson. And for some reason, Elson just doesn't look as red on me as it looks on everybody else. So I like Elson, but it's not quite my favorite. Then we have right here, this is a Luxe Trance lipstick. And this is the shade Unnatural Natural. So that is Unnatural Natural. Like I said, one of the Luxe Trance. Now we have Forbidden Love. I really like this shade. This is a matte trance lipstick as well. That's Forbidden Love. And then I have Guinevere. It's more of like a brownie red shade. So that is Guinevere. This is one of her Opulus gloss. This is the shade Bronze Seductress. Really pretty. I just don't care to pay $30 or $20. What is it? I think this is $30. So I only really have one full size. I think I actually have like 2 full sizes of the gloss. Another one I got on sale, which is actually just a backup of one of the colors I will show you. So that is Bronze Seductress. Beautiful. I just don't care to buy a lot of the full size ones. I always buy all these on sale. And then you'll see all my minis because, like I said, when she comes out with the kit, I'm like all over it. So usually she comes out with like kits in 3s. This is like the red kit I want to say that she came out with. So this is the shade Blood 2 in the gloss formulation. And this is the mini Lust Gloss. That's what she calls it. So I did just show you the lipstick of it. So this is Blood 2. And we have Carnal Desire. And I did purchase a backup of this shade because it's really, really pretty. That's Carnal Desire. And then we have Celestial Ruby. And these kits are such a great deal. You get 3 glosses for $25 versus some of the lipsticks are like $25 to $30 already. So that's Celestial Ruby right there. Really pretty. Now these, I can't remember what kits they come from, so I'll just try to link them down below. So this one is Pale Fire Nectar. There you go, your Pale Fire Nectar. Really light pinky color. This one is Flesh 6. This is one of my favorite colors. It's a beautiful brown shade. So if you are deeper complected, this is going to be great nude shade for you. These 3 that I'm going to show you now, these 3 came together because these are Opulus glosses. Kind of like the same formulation I just showed you of this, but in the mini, she only had 1 mini set of this. I think it's fabulous. Like I said, can't do it. Dreamscape. You know, because you buy one, you're going to want like 2 other ones, so then you're at $90. Like, who wants to do that? So this is Dreamscape. So pretty. Haven't even worn it yet. Got it during COVID. This is Lavender. So I'm glad she put this one in. I wanted this one, but like I said, I didn't want to pay like $60. So this is Lavender. And then this is Naked Rose. A beautiful shade as well. I'm surprised she didn't launch this with the Divine Rose 2 collection. That's Naked Rose. Next up, we have Flesh 4. As you can see, I've gotten a lot of use out of Flesh 4. Gorgeous color as well. My hand is a little stained, so I'm sorry. There is Flesh 4. All these lipsticks. Then we have Divine Rose. This was re-promoted with the Divine Rose 2 palette launch. So I have it here in a mini. Divine Rose. Here it is here. Here we have Lunar Bronze. This one I think is just kind of separated, but it's still good once you shake it. So I was like, I haven't worn this one a lot. All of these colors are just insanely beautiful. So when the minis are an option, I'm going for the minis. Then I have Bronze Temptation. Kind of named after, what is that, Mothership 5, I want to say. Bronze Temptation. Oh, that's really, really pretty. I think this is a newer, that's a newer one for me. And I have a second one, a Pale Fire Nectar. I just showed you that. I'm not going to swatch that again. I want to say this one, I want to say, was Pale Fire Nectar. It was in 2 kits. Now this is Dare to Bear, so this is a little bit lighter for me. But I can make it work over certain lipsticks or lip liners. So that is Dare to Bear right there. And this is Flesh Fantasy. A lot of people love this shade. Here we go, that's Flesh Fantasy. And that is right there. So those are those glosses that I just showed you. And for the mini lipsticks, I have 1995. Beautiful shade. There we go, that's 1995. We have Flesh 3. So all of our lipsticks basically have a theme. So you can either get them in the gloss, you can get them in a lipstick, that's Flesh 3. We have Omi, and this is after Naomi Campbell. And here is, that's Omi down at the bottom. We have Christy. I think this is after Christy Brinkley. You know, popular models that she's worked with before. So that's Christy. Oh, Flesh 3 again. So I will not swap that. And then we have Beautiful Stranger. That's Beautiful Stranger. So some of the sets I know I had like a little crossover, but really wanted the other 2 shades. And it was like, oh, okay. Those are all the lip products. So I'm back with the eyeshadows and some loose eyeshadow products. So first I'm going to go in with some loose eyeshadow products. This is the Fenty Beauty. These are the eyeshadow crayons. And this came out in that same Christmas set that I showed you with that highlighter palette. And I have actually never used these, but never found it in my heart to declutter because I was like, no, these are good. So they're blue, like you can use them for a base, throw them all over the lid. So it's like, you know what? I do not need to get rid of these. I need to put them to use. And it goes with the theme of those highlighters. Now these 2 are from Miss Pat Mcgrath. These are her original eye set. So the packaging is a little bit more basic, but although you'll still find some of these packaging kind of floating around. This is the Copper 005 pigment. So if you were wondering about like the Divine Rose 2, this is like one of the lines where you have that gold 005. So this is that copper shade right here. Really pigmented, really foiled. Here. And then this is the Copper Cream. So you can like layer these together, and it came with a Mefron mixing medium. So this is the cream version right here. And I got this when she opened the vault again. Then I have this liquid eyeshadow by the Lip Bar. This is like more new to their line. And this is the shade that is called Hot Tamale. You know, right up my alley. I love these reds and colors like that. And then they also have this quad from the Lip Bar. They came out with actual eyeshadows this year. This is the After Party eyeshadow quad. And this is what it looks like. It is a really pretty, really easy to use quad. The formula is really, really nice on this. And I got this from Target. And this actually came from Target as well. And I have 3 singles from Pat Mcgrath when she released her Idols, because I did do a video. I will try to link it down below of which ones to buy, which ones were re-promoted shades, and which one were new. So these were a couple of her new shades, and now you can find them in those little kits, and I'll try to link those videos down below as well. The packaging is not bad on here, but then like the Pat Mcgrath emblem or logo did wear away. And this is Crimson Fire. I really love this shade. Really creamy, beautiful. That formula that we're used to from Pat Mcgrath, that satin metallic formula that you could just blend all out. I usually just wear this sometimes all over my eye, and it's really lovely. This purple is one of the best purples ever, Synthetica. And these retail for like $25 a piece. So most of these colors are now in those little kits, and you can get 3 or 4 for $25. So that's a much better deal. But this purple is amazing, and those reflex actually show up on your eye. So that's really hard. Purples are hard to make. And then I love this shade. This is called Burnished Honey. It is not available, but it is a great matte shade. There's a small little dip in it. And I use it all the time if I just need a good brown to put in the crease and blend out if I'm using maybe one of these shadows or some other shadows that are just metallic. We have this big magnetic eyeshadow holder, and a lot of my Colored Rain singles are in here, so I'm going to point out which ones. I do have one or two ColourPop in here, but that is really just like right here. Basically, all of these are Colored Rain, and I'm going to transfer them into, actually I took my ColourPop out of here. No, this one is a ColourPop, I want to say, in that one, and that one. So I'm going to put these in my book of shadows. So these right here are just singles that I have purchased off the website, and these right here, these fun bright colors, if you notice, these are from that Pigment palette that she released. At first she released them as singles, and then she released them inside an actual palette. And these are some of the metallics. This one is one of those 6-pan palettes right here. This is the Berry Cute. So these 6 right here. Sorry. So these 6 is the Berry Cute. Or yeah. And then this one was the Lovelies. So this row going down, starting from the blue all the way here, that's the Lovelies palette. And then I do have that Rust palette, but I did not depot that one. So these are the Colored Rain samples. These are excellent eyeshadows. I absolutely love Colored Rain eyeshadows. They are definitely worth it. So you should definitely pick them up. So I did get these on sale. I'm going to keep going with Colored Rain. Now you can find these, those little palettes, those 6-pans I was just talking about, you can find these at Target as well. Colored Rain to me is so special because she does not come out with a lot of releases a year. So when she comes out with something, it's like you better get it because it will sell out. And she might come out with an eyeshadow palette release like twice a year, maybe. So this is the Beautyrest palette. Now this one I messed up. So if you see that hard pan, I messed it up. I was trying to sanitize it because I had pink eye, and yeah, it used it, and I was just like, okay. So I don't even really use that shadow anymore. But this is a beautiful rustic tone palette. This palette was like a couple Christmases ago, and this one didn't get a lot. It didn't get the same recognition that the next palette got, the Queen of Hearts, but it's a really beautiful palette. But it is rather big, but these shades right here are so highly metallic. Like, I have to show you. Like this shade Opulence, and this palette actually reminds me of a lot of the shades in that Desi and Katie Francation palette, and that's why I have not picked it up. Like, look at this blue. Here, you please. Look at my finger. Look at that blue. This shade right here, Grandeur. Look at it. Beautiful. These metallics are so buttery, so soft, so silky. I mean, just so pretty. So this is a beautiful palette. So I'm not sure if this is still hanging around, but if you do see it, I would purchase it. But I think it's pretty much out of stock at this point. And this is like one of their most critically acclaimed palettes. This palette, like, let me tell you, it was limited edition. They had it come back, and now it just has to stay permanent, basically. Because Queen of Hearts, everybody loves the Queen of Heart palette. This is what it looks like. It is so beautiful. It came out when warm tones and berries were all the rage. Look at the shade. You're the Majesty. So pretty. Like, you just won't find better quality eyeshadows. They're a little bit more expensive when you think about some of the indie brands, but quality shadows. And their mattes are really good also. Like, let me see. I'm going to pick up the shade Ladyship. This is what Ladyship looks like. And I'm just going to, well, that's a terrible swatch, but that's Ladyship. I'm not a good matte swatcher. Shimmers, I got you. Mattes, I'm like, This is one of my favorite palettes by Colored Rain. This is the Power Collection. This one might be still hanging around, so if you want to pick it up, I highly recommend it. Beautiful colors. Look at this color Truth. Like this, if you ever watched the show Power, like the theme was so on point. And this is just a beautiful berry tone palette. This baby right here is beautiful. One of my favorite palettes also of all time. The Safari Rain palette. This palette is actually coming back tomorrow on June 19th, which is Juneteenth. And the video probably will not be up where this video, but I am going to do another video dedicating looks to this because the look I did with this palette was a little bit more avant-garde, but gorgeous palette. You need this. This was not coming back, but it came back because Jackie Aina did a video on it, like why y'all basically let this flop. And so many requests came in that Lorraine brought it back. So if you did not get your hands on this, get your hands on this. You will not be sorry, okay? It is wonderful. Going in with my Ace Beauty palettes. So this one was a part of the set. It was like 4 palettes. So this was the Paradise collection. The only one I kept was Paradise Fallen. I did get the Classic Paradise, I want to say, or one of the other. It was like the one with the greens and the mustards, but I ended up decluttering it. I kept this one because I was able to make it work, and it has some very cute, not very cute, but very great purple shades, a lot of depth, dimension in this palette. And then this one wasn't as bad. The formula on this one is just kind of, yeah, but I got this one to work. But these 2 palettes I'm going to talk about next by Ace Beauty, they really stepped up their formula. This one came out last year. It's called the Oceanic Palette. It is the most beautiful blue-green palette ever of all time. Look at this. I mean, look at this shade, Jellyfish. It's beautiful. The shimmers are in here are really intense. They're a little bit more tightly packed, but they definitely show up. And they're very pretty. That's the shade Jellyfish. The mattes are very blendable. You have so many different shades of blue, and I definitely have a video with, I want to say, 3 or 4 looks. Then we have the Flare palette, and this is beautiful. Also, this one came out prior to the Oceanic, and this is when they stepped up their formula. This palette is very pretty. This one, you only have 4 shimmers in it, and the rest of them are mattes. So beautiful. This is a really great formulated palette. Okay, so I have these 2 Snap Shadow palettes from Fenty Beauty. I have the 3. So this is 3, and 3 was Cadet. No, 3, I'm lying. It is, okay, so 3 is actually the Deep Neutrals, and 7 is Cadet. So I got these 2 because I felt like I will wear these 2 the most. The formula is just okay. Let's just say Fenty is basically known for her lips and complexion products. Like, that's where she makes like her best products, basically. Lips and complexion. But I really do like the concept. If this had been better formulated, the concept of this is so dope. And then this is the Cadet, more Army Fatigue. I mean, look, these just, and then they snap together. And you're able to just have your own little palette that's curated for you. And I want to say about 8 of these came out at one time. And this happened at the tail end of last year, top of this year when these came out. But I do have a video on them. Like I said, just all right. Not her best work. I have this beautiful palette. It's called the Black Magic Palette by Numa Beauty. I haven't tried it. She came out with like 3 of these palettes. I got 2 of them, but I only kept this one. Or maybe I think I bought all 3 actually, but I only kept this one. I definitely returned the other 2. These palettes were like $40, maybe $35, $40. It's a mid-range brand, but this color scheme is gorgeous. But the colors are okay. The performance is just all right. It was not the best formulated. I think the newer one, like the Carnival palette, is better formulated. But overall, this color scheme is gorgeous, and I just can't give it away because look at this packaging. Oh my God. And this is the Allure Black Magic Palette. And this brand is sold at Ulta, and they have foundation. A lot of people really like the foundation. I have not tried it, and they like the concealer as well. All right, so this big stack right here are my Juvia's Place palettes. So we're going to kick it off with this 6-pan palette. This is the Berries by Juvia. So pretty. I really love this palette. They really started stepping their game up with their formulation. And these came in a set of 4, but I only picked up 2. So this is the Berries. Then we have the Violets by Juvia's Place. This one's really pretty also, but these were a little bit more tightly packed versus the Berries one. And then this was the first 6-pan palette and their first collaboration with Fumi Desaluvold, who should have definitely been the first person they collaborated with because she has bigged up their brand from the very beginning. Very pretty palette, and this is like a blusher slash eyeshadow palette. And she kept it in mind for people who have deep and light complexions, so you can use this as a highlight if you're very deep like her, and this is her picture. Or you can use this one, FDV approved, and that would be her like if you're fair complected, you can use that highlighter, and then these two kind of blusher options, or you could just do them as eyeshadows. And these were very nice. I have a video on this. It was really pigmented. This is one of my favorite, I think, yeah, basically this is actually my favorite Juvia's Place palette. This is the Tribe palette by Juvia's Place. It's been out since I want to say about 2018 now. Very, very pretty. Like these two are duochromes. So I always say if you cannot afford to purchase like the Natasha Denona, not that we're really talking about her, that's no shade, but this is a black owned makeup brand. But if you can't purchase that palette, like you can get some of the same effects from this particular palette with these golds and these shade shifter shades. Like this gold right here, I just wear this all over my eyes sometimes, with maybe this shade in the crease or this khaki brown. It is beautiful. I absolutely love this palette. The Saharan 2 palette is gorgeous as well, and these shades are so beautiful. You have 3 deep gorgeous mattes and these beautiful bronzy shades with these 2 pops of blue. So pretty. Then you have the Nomad palette, where this is where they kind of started scaling down some of their 9-pan palettes, and I appreciate that. And they also brought the cost down a little bit, even though they're an affordable brand. But I really like this muted khaki, mustardy tone. It's a little bit more cooler tone. I really like the theme of this palette. And I really started liking it when they started kind of making the palettes a little bit more cohesive versus just kind of everywhere, like you'll see in the next palette. But this one, I don't wear it a lot often, but it has some really unique pretty shades in here, like Togo and Kotonu. These are really pretty. The shimmers in here are pretty, but you can see that this one is just kind of all over the place. It can be very intimidating, but you can still get some neutral looks out of here by popping Kissy and Fifi and this shade, those shades, using the gold, of course, or you can use like these 3 together. Really pretty. That's the Afrique palette, and I really like the packaging. I love how she puts the African women on her packaging, and everything is like themed around that. Not to mention, I love how the names of the eyeshadows are African names. This is the first Saharan, and I really love this palette. This was my favorite prior to the Tribe, and I really love this one. It's a little bit more cohesive, and it has some very, very pretty jewel tone colors. You can get some pinky looks, you can get some dark deep light looks, or you get some gold or bronzy looks. And these pops of like that Sokoto and that Jamila color are really, really pretty. You have the Nubian. This was the very first palette that she came out with. This is the first palette I got, and I was actually introduced to this brand by the Shade Room. I saw an advertisement on it, and I was like, oh, $20, $15, $20. I will give it a whirl. And I was just so impressed. So I definitely started following this brand after picking up this palette. So this was their very first palette, very neutral. After that, everything else was not neutral until later on. But very beautiful colors. Such a great palette for like every day. Can't go wrong. Yeah, the Nubian 3 Coral. I really like this palette, but it's one particular shade I'm in love with. This particular palette does not have any names. I love this shade. Of course, I would. And then I really love this shade in this gray matte. I'm a sucker for a gray matte, but this palette performs very, very well. This is the newest edition. It just came out this past month. This is the Wahala palette. This means no drama. It's inspired by African masks. And this is the first palette they started kind of putting pressed glitters in. So pretty. Like this shade, Power. Oh my God. I owe you guys a video on it. Don't think I know. But like I said, earlier my house flooded. So yeah. So look at that shade. Oh, I can't. So I have worn this palette. I've worn a few of the shades to work. You have lots of different color stories in this palette, so it's up and down the rows. You got a color story, and then there's some quads in there that you can make a color story as well for inspiration. This is like the 3rd palette. This is the Masquerade palette. This is when the palettes got really, really big, as you can see, huge. So I like how they cut down the palette size This is the new one versus it. And this does come in a mini, but I don't feel the need to rebuy something that I already have just because it's smaller. But you have really beautiful jewel tone shades, and these shades look like they're kind of close, but they're totally different. And then you have really great bronze shades, so really good everyday looks. And then you can do a pop of color like on the lower lash line or on the lid, depending on how you're feeling. This is the Magic by Juvia's, and then this one comes in a mini also, but you have cool tone versus warm tone, like day and night. Oh my gosh, like this shade Faso, so pretty. These shades down here are beautiful. The whole palette is beautiful, but you have about 5 mattes and the rest are shimmers. But Juvia's Place is really, really known for their shimmers. So these couple of mattes down here, they're really pretty, but they're a little bit drier. All right, so next up, you see, we're going to jump into the Mcgrath palettes, and that will wrap up this video. So we're going to go ahead and start with Mothership 1. So this is the lovely packaging for Mothership 1. And this is what this palette looks like. It is so pretty. It has the blue. I actually caught this one on sale when she was running like one of her 10 or 15%, probably like 15% or 20% sales on her website. Pat McGrath, you know, she is expensive, but I finesse my way on each and every palette basically. So palettes have been given to me for gifts, birthday gifts, Christmas. If you give me, that is how I'm going to get my Pat McGrath palettes, because it's super expensive. Next up, we have Mothership 2, and this is the packaging for Mothership 2. And this is what this baby looks like. This palette is so pretty. And this green, this Blitz Emerald shade is amazing. And I really appreciate these shades right here, especially when I get to know how to use the formula and that I can blend these out. And this shade is very beautiful also. And this is also kind of like a dupe for Stylishly Mary 2 by MAC Cosmetics. Next up, we have Mothership 3. Mothership 3 was actually my very first Pat McGrath palette. I got it as a Christmas gift. And I was so excited to receive the palette, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. But I didn't quite understand how to use it. So I was like, it's good. But then I was like, quietly to myself, I was like, wait, I'm missing something. But once I understood the formulas and how to manipulate them, I love them. Absolutely love them. This is Mothership 4. This is the Decadence palette. This is the original packaging of the Decadence palette. You know, it did release again with the Star Wars packaging. And then I think it didn't release again, I want to say another time, because the demand for this palette is so great. It was a limited edition palette. And this is what she looks like. It is all shimmer shades, all that beautiful satin formula that Pat McGrath is known for. This palette is absolutely gorgeous. And this is the palette that made me fall in love with Pat McGrath. This is my second palette, and I got this as a Christmas gift because my grandmother gave me like a check for $125. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this palette with it. And I'm so glad I did, because the hype was real after they realized they could not get this palette. So this is Mothership 5. I love this palette. Now this palette, I was able to use my Sephora points for this palette. So Sephora has started a program where you can redeem 2,500 points for a $100 gift card, and I did that. So I only paid $25 for this palette. So winning. And this is gorgeous. This is one of my favorite Pat McGrath palettes. It was actually ranked #1 in my last ranking video. So this is Mothership 5. So we have Mothership 6, and I think I just got like a regular 15 to 20% or whatever the 10% was off when I first purchased this palette. And this is what she looks like. Beautiful. I really love this vermilion villain and Venom, and I love this green shade, and the mattes are so nice. This palette is actually pretty wearable and everyday palette once you start playing around with it. And the color scheme is very nice. I really like how it's a little bit more muted on this end. Next up, we have Mothership 7. She kind of snuck this in on us because Mothership 6 had just released, and then we were like, wait, there is a Mothership 7, and she only tried to release this in the UK, or I don't know if it was coming out in the UK first, and you know, we about lost our minds. We were like, wait, mother, you have to give it to us. So this palette is absolutely gorgeous, and I think one of the simplest Mothership palettes to use. You can literally just put it on your eyes, don't even think about it, and keep it going. So such a beautiful palette. In this shade right here, oh my gosh, with this dual chrome, so pretty. But these satin shades are really nice also. And then this is the latest installment. This beauty just launched in June. This is Mothership 8, Divine Rose 2. And I was very fortunate and able to get my hands on the Rose Gold Limited Edition packaging. And this has quickly become one of my favorite palettes from the collection. And this shade right here, VR Extraterrestrial, is amazing. And I know you see that shift. It's a trial chrome. And this palette is gorgeous. And this shade, Eleganza, oh, forget about it. We're going to jump into the smaller Mothership palettes by Pat McGrath. There's only 2 palettes I don't have by her, and they are actually in this particular 6-pan format. So she released Mothership, these to spawn off of the Mothership 2 and 3. I'm missing the one that's the Platinum Bronze, even though that's been on sale for $25. I haven't felt the need to purchase that because it's just not really my color scheme. It's very cool tone. But this one right here is beautiful. This is Bronze Ambition, and it's kind of like the baby palette to Mothership 2. Very easy, very wearable, very great palette if you want something on the go all the time. Beautiful. And she runs sales on these all the time, so these retail for like $55 versus the $125. Great quality. Quality is the same for the shadow. Smaller 6 pans instead of 10, but a great way to try out the brand. This one is like the baby ship, Mothership number 3. This is La Vie en Rose, one of my favorite in my top 5 Mothership. And this is just a beautiful rose purple palette. This one is Dark Star Subliminal. And this one was from her holiday collection. I want to say this was 2018 holiday collection. And this is just so pretty. The colors in here are so rich, so pigmented, bold. I really love how they have this color Deep Space. It's that gray matte and Metropolis and this blue right here. This palette is gorgeous. This also was a part of that collection, and this is the Sublime one. This is Bronze Temptation. And this one has some beautiful dual chrome shades in it, like this one right here. I have my paper messed up. Let me see. I can't think of the name. So I want to say this is Corruption, and it has a dual chrome shift to it. It's burgundy into green. Beautiful shade. This is Supernova. Is so pretty also. Really love this palette. So the third one that came out with this Christmas set I do not have. That was Metamorphosis, because I had a lot of those shades from Mothership 4. Those shades were more so re-promoted. Then I was able to get my hands on the mini palettes from Star Wars. The big palette that was released with Star Wars, like I said, was the Mothership 4. So I already had that. Did not see the need to rebuy that in the Star Wars packaging. But I love the berry tone of this palette. This palette is so cute. Well, not cute. It's so beautiful to me. I love this red and this pinky shift right here. And the smoke amethyst color, it's beautiful. This is a beautiful palette. And this is Dark Star. And I really like how she changed the packaging up, where you can just like open it up versus this with this old-fashioned legal envelope. Next up, I have the second one that released with the Star Wars. This is Galactic Gold. And love this palette. This color scheme is gorgeous. Although some of these shades are re-promoted, I didn't really have it. Although Corruption shows up in one of the palettes I just showed you. But the Violet Void, this color is amazing. And the Bronze and the Gold Standard shows up a few times in her collection. But really love this color scheme together. Then we have right here, this is Mothership Sublime. This is Goldopolis. This came out this year for like the Lunar New Year. And this packaging makes me so happy when I look at it. Look at me, it's just bronze and it's red. And it's so glittery, but it's smooth. So you don't get that rough feeling when you rub your hands across it. And it's not going to have any flaking of the packaging. And then these hieroglyphics right here is so beautiful. It just so stands out. And it just thinks of good luck and fortune. Who knew that 2020 was just going to be a hot mess though when it came out? So this is this palette. So the packaging speaks more volume than basically like the inside of the palette. But it's a great everyday palette. I do like the shades in it. but it's not like my favorite color scheme. And then right here, I have one of her first kits that she came out with. And I like this kit set up basically better than the ones that she has now with the plastic, because at least you get a little bit of artwork here and you get a little cover. And then on the inside, you get this matte black cardboard packaging that says Pat McGrath Labs. And you have some beautiful everyday shades in here. The shades were a little bit smaller, but you still get that great formula that's known with Pat McGrath. And these were basically all new shades also. Where some of her other kits are like shades that you'll find in Decadence and part of the Idols collection. All right, we are almost there. I have these little babies right here. These are from her Opulence collection. And these released for this past Christmas in 2019. And it's beautiful because you get the little quad and you get the little packaging right here. So this is her first time doing quads. So this one is called Ritualistic Rose, and it's quite beautiful. Next up, we have this Blitz Astro Quad. Is called Nocturnal Nirvana, and it's literally in my top 5 because of the blue, greens, and purple combination in here. And this was the first quad, one of the first quads that came out, and the only quad I had bought because I was like, oh, this is the only one I'm interested in. And then I was like, okay, I'll just get the other 2 because they're really beautiful. But these colors are so beautiful. This one is a dual chrome as well. And I'm hoping that maybe Mothership 9, she'll give us like some jewel tone ocean vibes. I'm really praying, Pat. I'm ready to see it. We've done the moon, we've done the sun, we've done roses. We've done bronze, and yeah, I'm ready to see some ocean vibes. And then right here we have Iconic Illumination. This one is really pretty. At first I was like, oh, I'm not going to get it because I feel like I can dupe it within my collection with Pat McGrath. But yeah, I fooled around and swatched it in the store and I was like, okay, yeah, I got to have it. It's so pretty. So that is the last of the eyeshadow. So that is my black owned makeup collection. I hope you have enjoyed looking at all of these beautiful products. I'm so happy to say that basically a good half, or maybe like not quite half, but maybe 49% of my collection is black owned, and I never really quite realized that until I pulled out all this stuff. I knew I had a lot of products that were black owned makeup products, but this is so awesome to see. I'm glad I was able to share this with you, and I hope you're able to try out some new brands that you haven't tried before. And so I will talk to you guys later. So I hope you guys enjoyed my black owned makeup collection. It is very near and dear to my heart, and some of these products are my favorite products that I use on a daily basis, and that is no joke. So I have also wanted to try new brands like Mented Cosmetics that has been around for a while, but I haven't had a chance. And I did recently order some lipsticks from Numa Beauty. That is a new brand. I want to say they came out about 10 lipsticks. I ordered 8, so I'm just waiting for those to come off a back order. But I love including new black owned brands to my collection, and I just love that it is becoming so much easier to find these products, because even the very first time I did my first full face of black owned makeup, it was so hard to find lashes, and it was so hard to find an eyebrow pencil. Like, you knew that some of these things existed, but just to get your hands on it and acquire the product was horrible. But now that is definitely changing, and I just want to see these brands excel, because some of these brands really are worth it, whether they were black owned or not. I really stand behind the quality of their products. So with that being said, let me know down below, which of these products do you have in your collection? Which of these brands do you already know about? Have you tried any of these products? Let's chat down below in the comments. And as always, give this video a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Hey, chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.